shorter but fun matches is what I really liked about Heroes of the Storm over League. Every time someone brings up HOTS, I complain. I love Heroes of the Storm so much. I loved that game. I was so sad that they killed it. I fully agree. I fully agree. And then it also, because of shared EXP, made it harder for one guy to just carry and become a demon. Everyone was sharing, so everyone had to pull their weight. If one guy was good and was popping off, he'd help everyone out, you know? So I'm so tired of people making new games, MOBAs, competitive games of any type, and making it so that the matches are 40 minutes plus. Even 30 minutes. It's too long. It's too long. There's some games where I will play long matches like that, but I just can't. I think one of the few ones that does it well is Apex, because you can be in it for that long. Obviously, you're locked down to a certain amount of time because of the ring closing in. You can be in these really long matches, but if you die, you get booted out and you go and start a new one because it's a battle royale. I want to play matches in between shit. If a large majority of gamers are like college aged or in school of some sort, lifestyle wise, it makes sense for each match to not be a big time commitment. That just makes sense. And then as an adult, if you work from home, that's the best thing ever. You could play it in between stuff and sort of have a good workflow where you play games in between working and you just do that all day. It's just preferable. There's so many people at so many stages that do better with that. People with kids, you can lock yourself down to a game for 15, 20 minutes. Locking yourself down to something for 45, you know, not so much. So I just think like everything should be shorter match length if possible. I just so much prefer it. So the only MOBA I ever played that had a great match length was the Pokemon one. Dude, Pokemon Unite actually went crazy. Yeah, and I loved how short it was. I loved how short the matches were and how kind of basically simplified it was. Actually, okay, another game I really liked, a competitive game that I thought it was great match length and everything, that was 1v1, was Clash Royale. Clash Royale, the mobile game. Well balanced, short matches. Yes, it's card based, but it's just a small deck, so it doesn't take that long to relearn meta and stuff if you want to get back into it after a while. It was actually so good. I played it for years because it was so lightweight and so easy for me to do in between other stuff. It genuinely, like Supercell, the studio that makes Clash Royale and you know, have all their associated games, I think they're really fucking good at what they do. They're one of, in my opinion, hot take, one of the best game studios out there right now, because they make things that suit people's lifestyles and suit their gaming habits. Not saying that they're making the most revolutionary games. I'm not saying that, but they're making stuff that's really suited to wide numbers of people, and that's why they keep doing so fucking well. And I just, I don't know. I wish more AAA studios that were trying to make big art pieces of games and things kind of paid attention to what people that are making these widespread, widely played games are doing, and tried to kind of throw a little bit of that in as well. You know, a lot of people end up not really getting into competitive stuff because a lot of it takes so much time, but when you're playing something solo, you can just pause it, right? You can just pause in the middle of something and come back to it. That's why I liked, Super Auto Pets. Loved the game itself, but a huge part of me getting into it was that I didn't have to do anything in real time. Anything. It's an auto battler. You set up your team, there's no timer. If you're not in a custom lobby, there's no timer for you to be setting stuff up and be in shop phase. You just do whatever you're gonna do, and then when you press the fight button, the battle just happens. Like, nothing has to be done in real time at all in that game, which is perfect. Perfect. Same with card-based roguelikes. Most card-based roguelikes, there's nothing that you have to do that's in real time. So games like Cobalt Core and Slay the Spire, whatever, is so easy to play in between everything else you're doing, especially if you're working and you're like the way I was when I was working full-time and not streaming full-time. I say this like it's not working, but you know what I mean, it's working a normalized job. I would play card games and things, and I would play them while working because my best workflow was 15, 20 minutes of work focused and then turn my attention to a game for 2 minutes. And just rotate that all fucking day until I get my stuff done, and then I swap to, okay, now I'm only gaming. And so I played so many card games and little roguelikes and things on the side monitor while working, and that was just it. That was just my workflow, and my brain worked best that way, with like short breaks in between small work cycles, like little bursts like that. That was how I preferred to work. So I don't know, I just think a lot of people, from talking to my friends, at least a lot of my friends like to do that sort of thing too, and I wish that there were just more games that like suited that. And even if you have a Pokemon Unite, right, or some sort of game where there's a round you can play in 5 to 15 minutes, you could do that. You could work for like an hour and then play a round of something that's 15 minutes and work for an hour and, you know, stagger it out. I just think we need more of that. I think there's just not enough of that in this world, man.